So I was traveling down I-90 the other day on my way to Westlake. My exit was Cooper Foster. I was on my way to, or not Cooper Foster, I'm sorry, Crockett Bassett. I was on my way to my nutritionist for my progress meeting with my bariatric team. And I was behind this woman who pulled off at the same exit I did. And we pulled up to the light, waiting for it to turn green so we can go left and go do our business. And as I pulled up behind her, I noticed something rather troubling. She had her phone in a little phone dock connected to her dashboard, and she was watching a movie while she was driving. She wasn't driving a Tesla. Not a lot of people in Cleveland or the surrounding areas of Ohio that can afford a Tesla. I mean, yeah. And it startled me. I don't take my phone with me. I can't stand the thing. My dad was supervisor, water department, Canton Water Department. And he had to have a pager because he was exceedingly mechanically inclined and very eager to learn other things about the job. So he'd buy technical books, computer books, whatever he needed to do to keep up to date on the changing landscape of the water department. And because he did this and nobody else did, and they were all old timers, he was the one in charge. So he had to be on call 24/7 because sometimes they couldn't figure out exactly what was going on, so they'd page him, "Hey, Bill!" And well, anywho, I can't stand them. I hate cell phones. I hate cell phones. And this lady in front of me is one of the reasons. So yesterday, on my way to Walmart, I passed an accident where someone had turned into oncoming traffic. It was a pretty big accident. I mean, both cars were pretty badly messed up. So the one coming straight was going at speed, at excessive speed, my guess. And they plowed into each other pretty hard. I've seen a lot of these dash cam videos online where people are pulling ridiculously stupid moves in front of oncoming traffic, either whether it's behind them and they're in this lane and someone's going this lane and then they suddenly turn it, or turning in front of someone coming. A plethora of ridiculously stupid driving moves. And I can't help but think that that is partially because states have passed mandates. A lot of states, Ohio's one of them, passed mandates where if you don't graduate, if you don't get your diploma, you can't get your license until you're 18. So a lot of those kids will bother their parents, or they'll bother their friends, or they'll bother their friends' parents or somebody else to teach them how to drive. And now in a lot of places, driver's ed is something that you actually have to pay for. It wasn't when I was a kid. It wasn't when I was in high school. And so they're getting lessons, poorly taught lessons from people who have already got bad habits, bad driving habits, and don't think anything of teaching the kids the bad driving habits, and it just perpetuates. Now, I'm 62 years old. I understand that at a certain point, your cognitive abilities and your reflexes, natural reflexes, tend to slow down. Also, I understand that coming from an era where there was actual driver's ed and people standing on your, breathing over your shoulder to make sure you're doing everything exactly right, and you were forced to develop good driving habits before you got out of high school. And as you get older, you get more cautious, you get slower, you get more set in your ways. And let's face it, your 80-year-old, 90-year-old grandma still driving like this, barely able to see above the dashboard, isn't going to go fast because it's not something she's used to. Your grandpa, with the little shake, he's not going to exceed speeds because he grew up in a day where things were a little bit more brutal than they are today. And I understand being, hey, the old people need to get up, and I agree. There should be mandatory testing. When you reach a certain age, you should have an automatic driver's test, not the little written thing, driver's test with someone and not around the block. Because those are the driver's tests for my license that I remember. It's just driving around the block. They don't take you on the freeway, which they should. They don't take you into busy traffic downtown in the city, which they should, to make sure that your reflexes are still good, that your cognitive functioning for that particular skill is still good, to make sure that you're able to keep up with traffic. And if at that point you can't, you should not drive. You should not have a driver's license. Having said that, they should do the same thing for everybody. Everybody should have a mandatory driver's test every time they have to renew their license. Not the written thing, an actual behind-the-wheel driver's test, and not that stupid maneuverability. Parallel parking in my day. It's still parallel parking. That's how you parallel park. Out there, you should be out there on the road, in traffic, real traffic, going down the freeway, going down a residential street, going down a street where it's 45, just the gamut of things you're going to face as you're driving down the road, so that you can prove to your tester that you actually know what you're doing. You're making the right decisions. You're not turning left in front of someone who's going straight, or you're not turning into oncoming traffic because you think you have the right of way and they don't. And yeah. It will cut down on accidents quite a bit if people actually were tested for real skill and not, I'm done. Good. Here. No. Just no. No. There are far too many cars on the road these days. Far too many inexperienced drivers who haven't had the time or the guidance to give them the good enough skills to defensively drive. I don't think that's taught anymore. I really, really don't. Obviously not, with as many accidents and stupid fuckery I've seen on the streets. I am by no means the best driver in the world. All right. And at 62, I'm more aggressive than most of the people my age. I know what I'm doing behind the wheel. I've made my mistakes. I have. But I haven't gotten in any accidents. Knock wood. I'm careful. I keep an eye on everything around me. I don't have the phone in the face. The only thing I'm paying attention to, with an occasional glance up to see whether or not I'm going to rear end someone. And that's the biggest thing that needs to happen. Those distractions need to disappear. Not enough is being done to keep kids from driving with that phone plastered to their faces, recording it for all posterity while they're, running into the rear end of a truck or something. Oh, look what I did. It's beyond the pale that as advanced as the society has become, we are still woefully ignorant and incredibly stupid when it comes to everyday things that put other people's lives in danger, as well as our own. We need to do something to fix that.